Hello guys, I've got this DYU A5 and we got a little problem. Watch out for the Roadrunner. When we twist the throttle like this, it exceeds 3.7 mile an hour or 6 kilometers. And in the UK and everywhere but America, we're not allowed to have fun. I have had a little goose in here and the P parameters, half of them are missing, and well, I contacted DYU and they are like talking to a bloody fence post, so won't be getting any information out of them. So I'll show you the P parameters. On the left, we've got the settings that we've got available, and this whole sheet that I'm scrolling through, sheet on the bed, you know, feel free to pause and have a goose. That's what's supposed to be on there. Well, they've been removed, so we're gonna have to find a way by modifying the throttle, and then we'll see how we get on from there. So we'll need a 5mm,
Alan!
and we'll get cracking. Here's our driver, and I've in editing I've knocked up a little schematic for you. You're very bloody welcome. Oh, and anyone wondering how you get the back wheel off to change a tyre or whatever, you need to unplug these. They're all colour coded, so unless you're colourblind, shouldn't be a problem. Snip this bad boy, snip the other two, and then unbolt it, and you're good to go. You just have to watch out for your disc brake. And also, check out Nidong. Solid rubber, unpoppable tyres. It was like 20 quid off AliExpress, or like $30. Don't get me wrong, your nana won't be putting them on because they you have to boil them and then wrestle them on. But once they're on, they're not coming off, so no flat tyres for me. Or what should I say, whoever rides it. Righty, back to the task at hand. We've got all these cables going to the front of the bike. They do the front lights and the brakes or whatever. This one is for the horn. And these two, I assume, are for the throttle or for something. We'll find out, because what we can do is we can unplug and see what goes wrong. And there we go, problem solved. No accident. I was actually doing 0 miles an hour. No, we're gonna have to plug that one back in. We won't be able to see how fast we're going, so yeah, we'll need that one. So that means this one here must be the throttle. So what we'll do is we'll get the old multage meter and we'll check some voltages, and we'll be able to work out what's what. So turn her on, continuity, the mode that beeps, and then what we'll do is we'll see how many grounds we've got. If we've got any grounds, we will have a ground. We should have a ground. It is Chinese, so we might not have a ground. Yeah, we'll just ground it in air like this, and then we'll get our red probe and we'll start testing these 5 cables. Is there 5? I think there's 5. There we go. Pop it in there. Actually, this probe's too thick. Let me get a thinner one. Giggity. There we go. Ignore the bodge job. That is some solder, because they snapped on me and it was faster to just resolder it, and there we go. We can test in here. So both blacks, they're both ground, and then this purple cable, why is it beeping like that? Oh, there's a little battery icon. It's never done that before. Well, I don't use meter much, so not for batteries anyway. But we'll switch to voltage DC and we'll double check that, so we know we should be getting like 48 volts on the battery. Ooh, 52. Get you, fancy pants. So let's test this second cable. 0.8. That's what we're looking for, like low voltage. So we can leave this in and then we'll twist the throttle, and if the voltage goes up, we know it's the throttle line. So let's give it a crack. And this last one is 4.3. I think that does the display. So we'll need one of these 10k ohm potentiometers, and I've got some of these 6-pin JST leads. The male to female, we're just gonna connect them and then make a converter in the middle, get the throttle line, bang a pot on it, something like this. What that'll do is we'll twist a little screw, bosh, and when it's plugged in here like this, it will we can check the throttle and lower the voltage, and we should be able to restrict it. So on the throttle side, as you can see, we don't need green or red, so let's snip them off like this. Bosh. And then on the driver side, what do we not need here? We don't need, is it green again? Yeah, we'll get rid of green. So I've got these jumpers and I've rigged this one up all nice and sketchy for you, just to show you it in action before we make the real one. There's the pot. It's got a little flathead screw on top. We twist it, left or right, whether we want the voltage up or down, and we twist the throttle. If the speed decreases, then we just keep doing it until we reach the speed that we want. 3.7 mile an hour or 6 kilometers, like this. Bosh. Oh, close enough. What we'll do is we'll tweak it once we've made the main one. So after stripping like your mum on the weekend, then I've got a yellow that needs soldering together. I've got a blue and a black. So we'll get all them together and then we'll bang our pot on the line. And the red one we're going to use as a ground. I know the cables are different colours, but you can count to 5. I believe in you. What we're going to do now is, this right hand side that goes to the controller or driver, we're going to solder that onto the right pin, like this. Now this is very fiddly, I won't say like who. Then we're going to take this left cable and we're going to solder it to this middle one. Pop a little heat shrink on first, so we don't mess that up. There we go, pop that on there, solder her on, shrink her up, and then all we've got to do now is get the ground cable here, which was the red one. On the schematic it's grey, I think. We're going to move that over to the left pin, solder that on, shrink her on, bob is your auntie. And there we go, it looks a bit like this. It's a bit of a dodgy shape. Don't worry about the bend in it, the ladies like it. So what we're going to do now is I'll probably put a zip tie on that, take a bit of stress off it. We can plug it in and adjust the pot, and that's when we get our speed right. Controller side in, just need to pop the throttle side in. It's a little bit tricky one-handed, behave yourself. There we go, bosh. There's our pot. Now we just get a screwdriver, give it a little adjust, and we end up with this. Bob is your auntie. I know it's 5.2, it should be 6, but you can just tweak it and get it close. Now, I can already hear John in the comment section. Oh, it's still got a throttle, it's still illegal, they're going to lock my nan up. Let's look at the law, shall we? EAPC must be fitted with pedals to propel it, must have a motor that doesn't exceed 250 watts, and the pedal assist must cut off at 15.5 mile an hour. If the e-bike doesn't have a plate, it should be marked with the manufacturer name, the maximum continuous rated output of the motor, and the maximum speed of the motor that can be propelled in miles or kilometres. So something a bit like this. There's one in kilometres and one in miles. Now it says, under Swedish assimilated European law, Twist and Go EAPCs placed on the market entering into service after January 2016 must meet a range of technical requirements, usually type approval, which would be a COC certificate, as you can see here. It says there, manufactured in conformity with type approval standards. Now I did get one from DYU and it was fake, the cheeky bastards. As a guy in Belgium did find out when he took it to the cop shop, and they said, no, you can't be riding that round here, son. Let's get to the throttle. It says EAPCs that provide electrical assistance without the use of pedals are usually known as twist and goes. It is possible to use these cycles in the same way as other EAPCs. However, under the assimilated EU Regulations 168/2013, vehicles with throttle assistance above 3.73 mph or 6 kilometers require type approval. And as you can see from ours, it doesn't exceed anymore, so we are sweet as. As long as we have one of these stickers as well. And I can hear John again in the comment section. Isn't this going to affect my pedal assist? No, because the pedal assist sensor is here and it runs on this. And as you can see, when we switch through the modes, it doesn't affect anything because it's on a complete separate line. And it's not connected to the throttle. So don't be worrying your sweet self, okay? There's your pedal assist sensor right there. What's that, John? You want yours to do this and this? Fine, I'll show you that too. So what you need is, we're going to have to make a little snip, a little modification on this, 2 snips. We're going to snip on the left side and the right side of the throttle line. And I'll show you. Back to the drawing board, we've got a 3-pin 2-position switch. It'll look a bit like this. They act a bit like a seesaw. There you go. And what we're going to do is, we're going to snip on the left line here, and then we're going to run the throttle side that comes in. We'll show you right now. Snip here, strip her off. We're going to run this all the way up into the center pin. So let's quick time solder this. Shrink her up real quick. Now on the switch side here, I've just whacked it into the middle pin. Now we're going to take the left side of our switch. We're going to whiz it all the way back down. And we're going to go back into the other side of where we cut. And now what we've got to do is get our right side, come all the way down into the other side of the pot here, and just tap it into this cable like a T. And all that's going to do is come down. If we go to the right, we're going to bypass the potentiometer, and we get best of both worlds. So here's the other side. I'm going to snip that like this, strip them all off like, you know, your mother. Then I'm going to twist them all together, make sure you put a heat shrink on first. Then solder them up, slide it on, heat it up, shrink it up, Bob's your auntie, or Bob's your mother's brother, as you say in Oz. And there we go. So if we switch to the left side like there, we get walk mode. If we switch to the right side like there, we get full throttle. We've just created a little bypass that goes past the potentiometer that we put in, just in case we need a, walk mode. And then there you can see, acts like a little seesaw inside. So when it's plugged in like there, you can, whack your switch wherever you want it. That's if you're gonna do it. I'm not saying you should do it, but if you was to do it, who would know? So yeah, you whack it on, give it a little twist here. We've got walk mode, and we get our switch, flicker over to the other side, and bosh, full throttle. Look at that. You are very welcome, Johnny boy. Now you just got to find a way to, nail it all in there, and maybe run your cable through there if you was going to put it somewhere. Find somewhere. That's if you're going to use it. Like that. Bosh. So obviously I wouldn't recommend the second method because that one is illegal. If you get caught. Wink wink. So so that was a bit of fun. Anyway, so don't forget to subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra! Good luck on your bike. Make sure you wear a lid. You don't want to be banging your head. Peace.